So adding and subtracting polynomials, well, adding is exactly the same thing as combining like terms. So if you can combine like terms, you can add polynomials. I'm going to just point out, right, we can make it look a little bit trickier because we're mean that way sometimes by putting the extra parentheses around your polynomials. But I just want you to notice, so here's the first polynomial wrapped in parentheses. The times you want to be careful with your parentheses is if you've got a number in front, like a coefficient, in which case you need to distribute it through, or if you have an exponent. Those are the cases, right, when we have to keep our parentheses. So if I look at my first one, I don't have either of those two things. So that first set of parentheses, completely gratuitous, not necessary at all. So we can just rewrite that as 18x squared plus 3x minus 1. And now if we look at the second set, when we're adding, when it's a plus, and again, there's no number in front, it's just the plus, and there's no exponent up here. So this second set of parentheses also not necessary. I could just drop them and have an equivalent expression. So I'm just going to copy down those same three terms. And now we're just going to combine our like terms. And remember, like terms, same variable, same letter, same power. And when we add their coefficients. So 18x squared, it can combine with other x squares. So there's 2, so 18 plus 2 is 20. X squared. And then I have plus 3x minus 8x, so that will be minus 5x. And then minus 1 minus 7 more is minus 8. Now, on my second example for adding, again, check out your first parentheses. Nothing in front, no exponent. I can just drop the parentheses. So 6a cubed plus a minus 7. Now, on my second set, I do have a 2 in front. This is a 2 multiplying everything in the parentheses, so I need to distribute it on through. So I'm going to go ahead and rewrite this second polynomial with the 2 multiplied. So 2 times negative a squared will be minus 2a squared. 2 times 5a will be plus 10a. And 2 times 9 will be plus 18. Okay. So once you have it all written out without your parentheses, now you're just going to go through and collect your like terms. So 6a cubed. And then my a, and then there's another 10a, so that'll be plus 11a. And then I have 7. I have negative 7 plus 18, so that'll be plus 11. And then minus 2a squared. So I'm going to go ahead and write this in standard form, so descending order of powers. So 6a cubed minus 2a squared, the sign goes with the term, the sign to the left goes with the term, and then plus 11a and plus 11. So even though those first three terms each have the letter a in them, they all have different exponents, so I can't combine them. I cannot make that any smaller than that. So subtracting polynomials is just a little bit trickier in that you need to subtract all of the terms in the second polynomial. So an easy way to do this is we're going to distribute a negative 1. Or we're going to add the opposite. Okay? So add the opposite. For us, opposite means the opposite sign. So we change the sign of every term in the second polynomial. And then we're going to combine like terms, add the like terms. So changing the sign of every term is what we get when you distribute a negative 1. So here we go, 4x cubed plus 4x squared minus 9x plus 1. And we're going to subtract the polynomial 3x squared minus 9x plus 7. So it's just like you can squeeze a little 1 right in there, and this negative 1 is going to distribute and multiply the three terms inside the parentheses. So the first thing, I'm just going to copy them down. So 4x cubed plus 4x squared minus 9x plus 1. And now I'm going to write it down, that second polynomial with the negative 1 going through. So negative 1 times 3x squared. So that's minus 3x squared. Negative 1 times negative 9x. Negative times a negative is a plus. So that'll be plus 9x. Now I have negative 1 times positive 7. That's minus 7. Okay, now I have that all written down, no parentheses. We're just going to walk on through and collect all your like terms. So 4x cubed, there aren't any other x cubed, so that's just by itself. And then I have 4x squared, so I'm looking for my other x squared, and there's minus 3. So 4 minus 3 is 1, so plus 1x squared. You can write the 1 in front of it if you want. Typically we don't, but you can. Let's see, negative 9x plus 9x. Oh, those guys are gone, so no x term. And then I have 1 minus 7, so minus 6. Okay, let's try the next one. So 30a squared plus a minus 17, so that one just gets copied down, nothing to do there. Oh, 30a squared plus a minus 17. Okay, now I'm going to subtract everybody in the parentheses because it's a minus right up next to the parentheses, right? So subtracting everything. So minus the negative 2a makes it plus 2a, changing the signs, and minus 10. So it used to be a negative 2a. When it comes out, it's positive 2a. It used to be a plus 10, comes out, it's negative 10. It's when we have this opposite, the negative, right in front of the parentheses. Okay, go ahead and collect your terms then. 30a squared, nothing else for that one. 1a plus 2a is plus 3a. And then negative 17 minus 10 is minus 27.